Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you 5 easy dinners that you can make for your family even if you are on a tight budget. And no, we are not talking about peanut butter sandwiches or ramen noodles. We are talking about 5 real dinners that your whole family will love, and these dinners are so flavorful, y'all. With the way this economy is set up, groceries are a luxury item. My mission is to show you how to feed your family delicious home-cooked meals even when you are on a tight budget. Just because you're on a tight budget doesn't mean you have to eat these Dollar Tree dinners. You can find the same ingredients at Walmart or Aldi, and sometimes it's even cheaper than Dollar Tree. But regardless of what's going on financially, one thing we have control over is how much we spend at the grocery store. The key is we have to shop smarter and we have to be intentional about how we meal plan. That's how you will get more bang for your buck, and that's how you will stretch dinners for your family. Now let's check out what I cooked Monday. For Meatless Monday, I'm making lentil soup. Assigning themes to each day of the week really takes the guesswork out of cooking. If you've got a list of meatless meals your family already loves, you can pull from that list every week when meal planning. Now, my meals don't change too much from week to week because I know what my family will and will not eat. But I do try to add at least one new meal every now and then. And if it's a hit, like those honey chipotle chicken tenders from last week, it earns a permanent spot on the menu. Now, when money is tight, think about meals that stretch. Lentils are perfect for that. They're inexpensive, they're full of protein, and you can buy them in bulk for even less. Plus, they freeze beautifully, which makes them perfect for meal prepping. This lentil soup, for example, will last for weeks in the freezer. I portion it into individual containers, label them with the date and simple heating instructions. And when someone in my family gets hungry, all they have to do is grab one and reheat. Let's be honest. If your kids are anything like mine, they'll still come find you and ask, how long do I microwave this? So I just save us both the trouble and write it on the label. Meal prepping like this doesn't just save money, it saves time, stress, and eliminates those last minute fast food runs that sneak up on your budget. When it comes to meal planning, one thing I always stress is take inventory of what you already have in your pantry, fridge, and freezer before you head to the store. It is so easy to assume that you are out of something when you get to that store because you can't look in your kitchen once you get there unless you have one of them Samsung refrigerators that allows you to look in your refrigerator. But take inventory, make a mental note, write it down. Know what you are getting before you leave the house. Now with this lentil soup, I already had everything I needed. The only thing that was missing was the chicken stock and those frozen carrots. What made me decide to cook lentil soup is I had everything already in my pantry except for those 2 ingredients. So I looked at those ingredients and I thought to myself, what can I make with these ingredients, and what ingredients am I missing, and how much are the missing ingredients is going to cost me, and will this dinner stretch across multiple days? The answer was yes, it will stretch across multiple days, and I had a majority of the ingredients already at my house. This entire meal cost me under $5 because I only had to buy 2 ingredients to complete it. And this meal did stretch across multiple days. Another way that I keep my grocery bill low is I stockpile. And that is how I have all of these ingredients when I need them, because I do stockpile. You don't need all of this money to begin. If you have seen any of my previous videos on stockpiling, you know I took a whole last year, for example, I think, was it last year? I took the whole month of September and spent $5 every week just stocking up on random things until I built my stockpile. So you don't need a whole lot of money to get started. You just need to get started. If you just buy one extra thing every time you go to the grocery store, that is how you build your stockpile. Now, if I continue following the process of checking my pantry, fridge, and freezer for the rest of the week, I can keep my grocery budget under $50 for my family of 5. Now, let's move on from Meatless Monday to my family's favorite, Taco Tuesday. And that's another thing. Before we get into Taco Tuesday, here is another tip to save money on your grocery bill. Come up with themed nights. Meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Hamburger Wednesday, and so on and so forth. Coming up with a theme makes meal planning so much easier. Now, let's get into Taco Tuesday. Let me show you what I made. For Taco Tuesday, I'm making tostado bowls and burritos. There are just certain days of the week that my family looks forward to, and Taco Tuesday is one of them. It's one of those meals that feels fun without being complicated. Everyone gets to build their own, and somehow it just makes dinner feel so special. Now, those pre-made tostado bowls can be expensive, so here's how to recreate them without breaking the bank. Just flip a metal cupcake pan upside down, butter both sides of the tortilla, and gently press it into the grooves. And then bake it at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes until golden and crisp. All right, time to build these tostado bowls. Another simple way to save is by swapping ground beef for ground turkey, or even better, mixing in a scoop of those cooked lentils to stretch your meat. That trick adds fiber, it adds protein, and it saves you money all at once. Now, for this meal, I started by taking inventory of what I already had in my pantry, fridge, and freezer. The only things I needed to buy were tostado bowls, salad mix, and Spanish rice. Everything else was already waiting for me at home, which is why checking before you shop makes such a huge difference. One of the easiest ways to save on Taco Tuesday is to build a rotating list of meals that use the same base ingredients: tortillas, rice, beans, meat, cheese. You can make tostadas one week, burritos the next, then enchiladas or nachos after that. It keeps things interesting without having to buy new ingredients every week. If you need ideas, check out your favorite restaurant's menu for inspiration. I love browsing On the Border, Chipotle, or even Taco Bell to see what they're serving. Most of those meals use the exact same ingredients. It's just how they're put together that makes them feel different. So take a few notes, make a list, and add them to your Taco Tuesday rotation. Before you know it, you'll have enough variety to make something new every week without overspending. Another great tip, mix ground beef with a can of black beans to make it go further. It adds protein, fiber, and flavor. Your family won't even know the difference. Now, this meal came out to just under $10 for my family of 5. And that is not bad considering those tostado bowls were $6 by themselves. Now, like I said, I could have saved money on those tostado bowls if I had made them with the tortillas. But my husband wanted those tostado shells, and so I just went ahead and paid that extra money and bought them for him. Now, another thing that sent my budget up was that lettuce. That was, I think that was like the sweet butter, or I forgot the name of that lettuce. Whatever it was $3. $2.98. Might as well say $3. So yeah, those two items are what sent my grocery bill up to $10 for Tuesday. Everything else I already had at home. I already had it in my stockpile. Now let's get into Wednesday's dinner. Wednesday is gonna be pretty easy, y'all. We ain't doing the most Wednesday. It's gonna be pretty easy. Let's take a look. For Wednesday, I wanted something quick, easy, and most importantly, cheap. So I made chili dogs. Now, I know chili dogs are not all that extravagant, but when you've had a long day and you're trying to feed your family without spending a fortune, this is the meal to cook. The best part, it only cost me under $5 to make dinner for all 5 of us. The only things I had to buy were the wieners and buns. I already had canned chili, shredded cheese, and a little butter at home. Now, this meal did come together in less than 15 minutes. And if you want to stretch it a little further, pair it with some oven fries, tater tots, baked beans, or even a quick side salad made from leftover lettuce from yesterday's Taco Tuesday. When money's tight or time is short, it's easy to feel like you're not doing enough. But when meals like this prove that you're making the most of what you have. And that's something to be proud of. I've said this a few times, but it's not about perfection. It's about presence. Sitting down, laughing, and enjoying the moment with the people you love. So after a quick and easy dinner like chili dogs, we were ready for something hearty and something else that will stretch across multiple days. So check out what I cooked Thursday. Thursday, we're having red beans and rice. This meal here is one of those comfort foods that never gets old. It's flavorful and it's made with simple ingredients that don't cost much. Now, whenever I make this, I usually have everything I need in the pantry and freezer. A few cans of beans, some rice, a little seasoning, and whatever sausage or leftover meat I can throw in. If you're really trying to save money, skip the meat altogether. These red beans taste just as good with just onion, bell pepper, celery, and a few seasonings. And don't rush it. Letting the beans simmer on low gives you that thick, flavorful sauce that will send you right on to glory. And here's why I love this meal so much. It's budget friendly, filling, and it stretches across multiple days. You can serve it as is or cook up some good old cornbread. One big pot of red beans and rice can last for days around here. And what I do is when it's time to put the food away, after everybody has eaten all that they're going to eat for that day, I portion everything out into individual containers, and then I label it, and I also put microwave instructions on it, because one thing my family will do is ask me how long do I put this on in the microwave. So I put those instructions on top. But yeah, I portion everything in those individual containers, and I put everything in the freezer. After cooking that hearty meal, I want to end the week feeling like we are going to a fast food restaurant. Check out what I made for Friday's dinner. By Friday, I like to keep things easy. The kind of meal that feels like fast food but without the price tag. So tonight we're having homemade burgers. Now, I don't know about y'all, but burgers are one of those meals that never fail in my house. You can dress them up, keep them simple, or build them however your family likes. And the best part for me is they're budget friendly and they come together super fast. I already had everything that I needed on hand, like ground beef, buns, cheese, toppings, and seasonings. You can make your own fries on the side, or you can add chips, whatever your family loves. Add that as a side item. Now here's a quick budget tip. Buy your ground meat in bulk when it's on sale, and then portion it into freezer bags and flatten them before freezing. That way they thaw fast, cook quickly, and you always have an easy meal ready to go. It's just that simple. You know, the more I cook at home, the more I realize that it's not about the most expensive ingredients you can find. It's not about having the perfect kitchen. It's about doing the best you can with what you have and finding joy in that. Because every meal you cook at home is one less meal you're getting from a drive-thru. And it equals one more moment around the dinner table with your family, sharing memories. These are things that your kids are going to remember once they are grown and out of the house. And these are things that they may implement with their own families once they are grown and out of the house. So yeah, that's 5 dinners for my family of 5, all cooked on a budget, all cooked with love. I like to feed my family's soul through food And I like to feed them through love. They can feel the love coming through the food that I make for them because they know I'm gonna throw down in the kitchen for them. Now, the best part for me is watching them dance while they eat, and that's how you know whatever you cooked was good. I also like to see them crack jokes on each other as they fix their plates. That just melts my heart. I'm gonna miss those days when they are grown and gone. So I'm soaking in every moment that I have with them while they are at this stage in life. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's about creating those memories. That's what your kids are going to carry with them after you are gone on to glory. If this video inspired you or gave you some new meal ideas, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. My mission is to help you create flavorful meals for your family while doing it with love. Now, if that's something that you are interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become a part of the family. We are all just trying to make it work one meal at a time. I hope you all have an amazing day, and we will chit chat in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.